facing the police every single day.
Say hi, Andy. I'm recording you.
Alright, you get the whole thing, right?
I got you.
Ocean City cops are not people.
Yes, they are. You know what's really criminal?
What's that?
Those knee-high socks.
I know, but that's what the brown shirts wore.
Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles 2 days ago. Was on our way to Burger Bar on Friday night around 7 o'clock and saw a disturbing light show being projected on the side of a building on Taylor that said F__CK the police spelled out. Did anyone else notice this? Posted in general. To anyone. 138 comments. Share. Maxine Bentolila. Maxine Bentolila. Seminole Lakes. Oh no. What is happening to our town? 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. Have no idea, and nothing was in the paper. I should have called 911 but I guess I was so taken back and appalled and in disbelief. I may stop by the precinct today. 2 days ago. Lenore B. Lenore B. Acquiesced. Abby Martin, as disturbing as it was, please use the non-emergency number. Save 911, for the real emergencies. 2 days ago. Adam Branson. Adam Branson. Burned Store Isles. Low-income housing. 1 day ago. Nuala Carroll. Nuala Carroll. Punta Gorda Isles. Maxine. 17 HR ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Deborah Glazer. Deborah Glazer. Riviera Lagoons. It was done to get attention. If you call the police, they are getting the attention. Maybe if they are ignored, they stop. 2 days ago. Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby. Acquiesced. What building on Taylor? 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. I came down Marion and made a right on Taylor, and to the left before Burger Bar there is a building that I assume faces 41 and the back has a parking lot. It was being projected in green letters on the building, so it needed to be plugged in, so someone had to set it up and the owner of the building had to agree with it. Maybe if I get out today, I will take a ride and check it out further, as I would like to know. 2 days ago. Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby. Acquiesced. Abby, you sure you have your streets right? Regardless, I think most of us would like to know who chose to display this kind of garbage. 2 days ago. Charles Smith. Charles Smith. Punta Gorda Isles. Abby Martin, your description does not make sense. 1 day ago. Charles Smith. Charles Smith. Punta Gorda Isles. Abby Martin, Burger Bar is on northwest corner of US 41 North and Virginia. If you were on Marion, 2 blocks north of Burger Bar, and then turned right onto Taylor, you would be on your way to the events center with empty Punta Gorda Mall/Marketplace empty on your right and the Coldwell Banker Real Estate on your left, followed by a spa, I believe. You would have been nowhere near Burger Bar. We cannot find the place without some added clarification. 1 day ago. Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby. Acquiesced. Charles the First came to the same conclusion until I realized she never said they were driving. 1 day ago. Arlene Epting. Arlene Epting. Punta Gorda Isles. Charles, it depends which direction one was going on Marion to start with, and I did not see that Abby specified. Heading east on Marion, one would turn right on Taylor to get to Burger Barn. Edited. 1D. KOSS. Add a reply. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. I will check and let you know. 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. Just checked map, definitely Taylor. 2 days ago. Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby. Acquiesced. Abby was more questioning Marion. If you take a right on Taylor from Marion, you're heading to the river. 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. No coming down from the Isles heading east. 2 days ago. Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby. Acquiesced. Abby, I'm only trying to get an idea of the area. I assume you mean Olympia or Virginia. 2 days ago. Ryan Kirby. Ryan Kirby. Acquiesced. Or maybe you weren't driving. 2 days ago. Charles Smith. Charles Smith. Punta Gorda Isles. Abby Martin, then you were either on Virginia/Olympia or going the wrong way on one-way westbound Marion. 1 day ago. Debbie Kudret. Debbie Kudret. Fisherman's Village. Abby, did you meet Olympia? 1 day ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Tom Jeremiahson. Tom Jeremiahson. PGI Bird Section. Don't call 9-1-1. Call the PG City Codes Compliance Office and report the incident. https://www.ci.punta-gorda.fl.us/residents/code-compliance. 2 days ago. Paula Croy. Paula Croy. PGI Bird Section. If it's after hours, one has to call the police. Code will no respond. 2 days ago. Lenore B. Lenore B. Acquiesced. Paula Croy, if it's after hours and not an emergency, then wait to call the next day. 2 days ago. Gretchen Pye. Gretchen Pye. PGI Bird Section. Lenore, I think you can get through on non-emergency line after hours. And catching someone in the act at the time is critical to stopping this stuff. 2 days ago. Lenore B. Lenore B. Acquiesced. Gretchen Pye, yes, catching someone in the act is important, but again, this is not a 911 call. 1 day ago. Gretchen Pye. Gretchen Pye. PGI Bird Section. Lenore, why I suggested using non-emergency line. 1 day ago. Tom Neab. Tom Neab. PGI Bird Section. Catching someone in the act of what? Projecting an offensive slogan on a building? Please don't call the police for something like this, as it's not in their purview and only wastes time. 1 day ago. Tom Jeremiahson. Tom Jeremiahson. PGI Bird Section. Gretchen Pye, yes, you can call the non-emergency line, but why waste police time on this? Take a cell phone video or pic and forward it to Codes Compliance. That's what the cops are going to do. 1 day ago. Gretchen Pye. Gretchen Pye. PGI Bird Section. Tom, I believe you're right. More I think about it, just have heard neighbors that had trouble in our part of the neighborhood getting code compliance to follow through on some things. Wasn't me who called them, so who knows. I originally just thought if the police witnessed the problem, it might be taken care of quicker. 1 day ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. Possibly the Sun Belt Title Building. 2 days ago. Tom Jeremiahson. Tom Jeremiahson. PGI Bird Section. You can also make an online complaint here, https://www.ci.punta-gorda.fl.us/i-want-to-report/a-code-violation. 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. Thank you, Tom. 2 days ago. Sharon Tabor. Sharon Tabor. Naranja St. Bottom line, it's not right? 2 days ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burnstore Isles. Obviously none of us agree with the intent of the message or the language used, but is this not freedom of speech and protected by our Constitution? I believe there is nothing anyone can do unless it is a sign size or location violation, edited. 2D. Gretchen Pie. Gretchen Pie. PGI Bird Section. Joe, I would definitely think projecting profanity on someone else's building would be a violation. It's not their property. 1 day ago. Maria Brasileiro. Maria Brasileiro. Acquiesced. Joe, I agree with you. I don't agree with the message, but I do believe it's freedom of speech. 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burn store aisles. Gretchen, but is that only an issue between the landlord and the tenant or whoever posted the sign? I do not understand how that becomes a government issue. 1 day ago. Susan Hartman. Susan Hartman. Punta Gorda aisles. Joe Osborne, I would think if it was not the person's property and the owner did not give permission, there are several issues that could come into play, trespassing among them. What about damage to the business's reputation? 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burn store aisles. Susan, you are doing a lot of thinking for the owner with no basis for your thinking other than your opinion. I have not seen the sign and do not know how it is mounted, and even if it is outside or inside. 1 day ago. Karen W. Karen W. Deep Creek Sector 23. Joe, look up freedom of speech. This isn't freedom of speech. Profanity and porn are not protected under the freedom of speech. 1 day ago. Karen W. Karen W. Deep Creek Sector 23. Maria, nope, Google it and see. Profanity is clearly not FOS, edited. 1D. Maria Brasileiro. Maria Brasileiro. Acquiesced. Karen, that word is used so often, is it really profanity anymore? Maybe he should have just used FK, since that stands for many things, like the new restaurant on Jones Loop. I don't agree with the statement, but F is used in so many instances lately, followed by other letters. Is it really profanity anymore or just an expression, edited. 1D. Joan Savage. Joan Savage. Heritage Landing. Maria Brasileiro, although some people may use this word often, it is still considered profanity. 1 day ago. Debbie Eichhoff. Debbie Eichhoff. W. Henry St. via Tripoli. Maria Brasileiro, it's profanity. 1 day ago. Susan Hartman. Susan Hartman. Punta Gorda aisles. Joe Osborne original post states it is a digital light show. Another poster saw a light show on the side of the Wyvern Hotel. I guess this is a mobile setup and they are just shifting from place to place and projecting their message. 1 day ago. Susan Hartman. Susan Hartman. Punta Gorda aisles. Maria Brasileiro, it's profanity. 1 day ago. Donald Culp. Donald Culp. Burn store aisles. If this is not FOS as some are saying, then why are there FK Biden flags and FKU if you voted for Biden flying all over the place? This is not a political post, I'm asking for a point of law. 1 day ago. Tom Neab. Tom Neab. PGI Bird Section. It is definitely not considered profanity legally, at least. Try to charge someone criminally for writing F__K, yelling F__L, or wearing F__K. The state's attorney would laugh you out of court. 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burn store aisles. Gretchen, when I drive down the street at night, I am projecting light onto someone else's property. Am I in violation? Are you suggesting that the message determines its legality? 1 day ago. Karen W. Karen W. Deep Creek Sector 23. Maria, in parallel to your thought process, should we consider then that since so many random shootings are occurring in our society today, that we should just consider this as a norm too? SMH. 1 day ago. Sharon Tabor. Sharon Tabor. Naranja St. Unfortunately, protecting these people with their un-American ideals is a backfire of the Constitution and a shame because they don't care what they impose on so many. 1 day ago. Donald Culp. Donald Culp. Burnt store aisles. Sharon Tabor, who gets to define what is un-American. Democracy is hard. Really seriously hard. For all the great things, it also means we have to tolerate a lot too. Start whittling away at the base, and soon it falls. 1 day ago. Gretchen Pie. Gretchen Pie. PGI bird section. Joe, I'm suggesting that if you set up a laser light show on my house, no matter the message, you would be in violation. 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burnt store aisles. Gretchen, you may be correct, this has gotten beyond my pay grade. 23 HR ago. Mark Hoskins. Mark Hoskins. Vivant. Joe Osborne, with all due respect, his disgusting message is totally allowed by the First Amendment. Once again, he didn't advocate violence, and he didn't solicit kids into improper porno conduct, and he didn't yell fire in a crowd theater. His right to spout speech you find hateful is equal to your right to hate his message under our First Amendment. The alternative is to have a public office of proper speech compliance, and jail everybody with whom we disagree. Tomorrow that same speech compliance office might come for you. Hate speech is totally allowed under the First Amendment and we are all the better for it. Conversely, you have every right to express your opinions whether or not he finds your opinion to be hate speech. 23 HR ago. Deborah Glazer. Deborah Glazer. Riviera Lagoons. Karen, how can you compare freedom of speech with illegally shooting at people? Wow. 20 HR ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Cookie Smith. Cookie Smith. Punta Gorda Isles. Abby, please keep us all posted when you find out. 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. Will do. 2 days ago. Susan Hartman. Susan Hartman. Punta Gorda Isles. If it's a commercial building, I'd like to know what business or company occupies it. 2 days ago. Rudy Romero. Rudy Romero. Burnt Store Meadows. If any of you notice, right in front of the police complex on Tamiami Trail between 8 and 9 p.m. some nights, there is a guy wearing a skeleton suit with the same message. 2 days ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. You got to be kidding, I never saw that as I don't go past there very often. 2 days ago. Lynn Bolt. Lynn Bolt. Acquiesced. Rudy, he is also in the parks in the morning with his loudspeaker and signs. Police are aware of him as they were speaking to him several times when I saw him. I think the profanity is against city code if it's completely spelled out. At least that's what we were told. 1 day ago. Janzayak. Janzayak. Downtown. Abby Martin. Yep, this guy is usually on the corner during Saturday farmers market yelling, carrying signs, FPG police. He is known to get right into your face if you are walking downtown. Police reports have been filed, but free speech. 1 day ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Michael Young. Michael Young. Burnt store aisles. Probably done by that same Richard that's exercising his free speech all over town. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. 1 day ago. Zanny Morrison. Zanny Morrison. Naranja St. Michael, cussing is not allowed. 3 HR ago. Riva French. Riva French. Naranja St. Probably Andrew Sheets. 1 day ago. Susan Hartman. Susan Hartman. Punta Gorda Isles. That's the guy. 1 day ago. Sandy Agabides. Sandy Agabides. Riverside Drive. Riva French, I agree. 21 HR ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Lisa Marie Pierrot. Lisa Marie Pierrot. Fisherman's Village. It's time insurance. I saw it and wondered if this is a new thing. Wow, what happening to our little town? 1 day ago. Abby Martin. Abby Martin. Punta Gorda Isles author. You saw it too. I am glad I am not the only one. 1 day ago. Angie Hall. Angie Hall. Acquiesced. I don't like to get involved in such conversations. But believe me, we have to squelch this kind of attitude in our blessed little town. It creeps in and nothing good comes out of this kind of treatment towards our police. What's the answer? I don't know. All I can say is we have to keep love, pride, and security in PG and Florida. I just came from a very bad state that is out of control. Please don't let it happen here. God bless. 1 day ago. Susan Hartman. Susan Hartman. Punta Gorda Isles. Joe Osborne. According to original poster, it said FK the police, if I owned the building/business and I did not give permission for this activity on my premises, possibly besmirching my reputation as a business in the process, I'd be seriously upset. I would think, besides it obviously being my personal opinion, that would be the consensus of a large portion of our beautiful community. I've got my take on this and you've got yours. 1 day ago. Patrick William. Patrick William. Calusa Creek. I haven't seen this display. If it's being projected, a bright laser light directed at the lens should take care of it. Or a super bright white light overlaying the sign would do something to disrupt it. It's sad that this is happening in our town. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. This is a great example of our city leadership being more interested in giving plagues to horses than dealing with real issues. This is a real issue. Profanity projected on. See more. 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burnstore Isles. John, our courts still believe in freedom of speech regardless if you and I agree or disagree. Why blame the city officials? Edited. 1D. Johnsburga. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Joe Osborne. Profanity projected onto a building is a local issue that has nothing to do with freedom of speech. If the perpetrator stood on a corner and was yelling the same, is the person free to do that? Yes is the most probable answer. To effectively have signage that is clearly an ordinance issue, not federal, is a different story. The Commodores went after signage for realtors not that long ago but will deny entering this fray because they support leaving the tough issues off the table. They will not lead from the front but will walk sideways all day every day. I hope this response is not ranting. My experience with this group of counselors is not very enamoring because of the pickleball issue and how they treated our tax dollars. After looking deeper into their future spending plans and bicycle bridges that cost is $1.3 million, I'm now actively supporting anyone who will replace them. $5.5 million so they have private toilets and a refrigerator is another example that is in the budget request. It's unbelievable. 1 day ago. Michael Young. Michael Young. Burnstore Isles. John, private toilets? Refrigerator. What are you referring to? 1 day ago. Jeffrey Lutz. Jeffrey Lutz. Acquiesced. Michael Young, please watch the most recent council meeting. 1 day ago. Michael Young. Michael Young. Burnstore Isles. Jeffrey, where? I'm new in town. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Michael Young, I don't have the link but can find it if need be. The council is proposing an update to the city building which houses their meeting room. It may be called the Annex. This is where they have the public comment podium. Anyway, they are proposing a budget which includes $5.5 million to update this building. It's an absolute boondoggle, only meant to be a hallmark of achievement of their perceived successes, and will most likely be renamed the Commodores. I'm being a real pain in the butt on this, but I've watched these plaque givers do nothing about our water and other major issues while pandering to the squeaky wheels and other winners. There's so much more that over time will come. Our but $1.3 million bicycle bridges only touch the surface. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Michael Young YouTube. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Michael Young https://youtube.be/m_fs0jnkmj8 start at 1 hour 17 minutes and 39 seconds. 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Burnstore Isles. John, respectfully, I do not believe that profanity is addressed in the U.S. Constitution and is not an exception to freedom of speech. You are mixing issues. See more. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Joe, you're correct in my opinion also. The difference is local ordinances that are enforceable about signage but not applied to profane signage. 1 day ago. Carol Larson. Seminole Lakes. John, there is a profanity law recently passed by City Council. Don't know about enforcement. 1 day ago. Lenore B. Acquiesced. Carol Larson, if the police try to enforce the law, it's going to be spun that they are just harassing the guy because he is anti-police. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Carol Larson, my point exactly. They take a run at legitimate business but give a hall pass to the winners. They're a bunch of grapes. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Lenore B. However, they are given the assignment to go to my home to ask me what I meant by writing on this forum that the council needs to disappear. When they. See more. 1 day ago. Tom Jeremiason. PGI Bird Section. Johnsburg, I say something and then you advocate that the government stop it. If the government quashes my free speech, that is a violation of the First Amendment, no matter how many refrigerators or private toilets are involved. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Tom Jeremiason, I get the feeling you missed the point. Let me reiterate. The Commodores took it upon themselves to get into a tiff about signage. I didn't, they did. When presented with the unconstitutionality of their actions, they were forced to back off. So, my point is they will do nothing in this case, although they did pass an ordinance about profanity according to another post on this subject. The reason is they stand for plagues to horses but not equal administration of local ordinances. They have proven themselves to be ineffective for many reasons when it comes to the majority but kowtowers to the squeaky wheels. 23 HR ago. Karen W. Deep Creek Sector 23. John, that shows in the pickleball fiasco too. The squeaky wheel syndrome, that is. 22 HR ago. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Karen W. It does. That's not over. When the police showed up at my home, I knew it was time to turn up the volume. 22 HR ago. Zanny Morrison. Naranja St. Joe, but there is a ordinance. 3 HR ago. KOSS. Joe Osborne. Press enter to send. Jeffrey Lutz. Acquiesced. It's available on YouTube. John is 100% correct. We need to replace all of these council members. 1 day ago. Kate Roderick. Deep Creek Sector 23. Disgusting. Really makes me wonder about people. 1 day ago. Mark Hoskins. Vivant. It's his First Amendment right, and your First Amendment right too. It protects hate speech and stupid speech as well. He's a jerk. Live with it? 1 day ago. Mike Norton. Mike Norton. W. Henry St. via Tripoli. Mark Hoskins. The First Amendment does not protect all speech. Please see below. Florida laws on obscenity and profanity. 1997 Florida Code. Title XLVI Crimes. Chapter 847 Obscene Literature, Profanity. 847.001 Definitions. 847.011 Prohibition of certain acts in connection with obscene, lewd, etc., materials, penalty. 847.012 Prohibition of sale or other distribution of harmful materials to persons under 18 years of age, penalty. 847.012 Retail display of materials harmful to minors prohibited. 847.013 Exposing minors to harmful motion pictures, exhibitions, shows, presentations, or representations. 847.013 Protection of minors, prohibition of certain acts in connection with obscenity, penalty. 847.013 Computer pornography, penalties. 847.0145 Selling or buying of minors, penalties. 847.0147 Obscene telephone service prohibited, penalty. 847.02 Confiscation of obscene material. 847.03 Officer to seize obscene material. 847.06 Obscene matter, transportation into state prohibited, penalty. 847.07 Wholesale promotion of obscene materials, penalties. 847.08 Hearings for determination of probable cause. 847.09 Legislative intent. 847.201 Obscene programming on cable television during promotional period unlawful, penalty, applicability. 847.202 Video movie, official rating of motion picture. 1 day ago. Gary E. Gary E. Deep Creek Sector 23. Mike, that's pretty much about pornography and protection for minors. Using the F word is immature and inappropriate, however not at the level of these offenses. I don't like flags and signs and such with these words, but it is free speech. We have had all kinds of discussions about this with the F Biden or Trump signs, always defended as free speech. Don't have to like it, edited. 1D. Mike Norton. Mike Norton. W. Henry St. via Tripoli. Gary E. You must have missed the first line that identifies this chapter of the law. Chapter 847 Obscene Literature, Profanity. As you can see, it specifically calls out profanity. 1 day ago. Mark Hoskins. Mark Hoskins. Vivant. Agreeing with Gary, there wasn't any violence or threats of violence, or any solicitation of minors, etc. If this guy with his repulsive F-police light show can't express himself, the next step is that you can't express yourself, and then we'll inherit some government commission to decide what we citizens are allowed to say, and to think. Our First Amendment right is worthless unless it allows others to disagree with us. 1 day ago. Mike Norton. Mike Norton. W. Henry St. via Tripoli. Mark, I could not agree more with the protection of free speech, but there are limits to it. You mention hate speech is not allowed. I would definitely consider those words hateful. You are not allowed to yell fire in a crowded movie theater, you are not allowed it incite violence, and we all know what the defund the police movement has caused throughout the nation. In city after city, police are being murdered, and it is all tied to the defund the police movement. Again, free speech does have limits. Just because certain activities are not prosecuted does not make them legal. 1 day ago. Donald Culp. Donald Culp. Burned store aisles. Mike Norton: it's a good reply, but I have to say I'm not aware of any city that has defunded, as in no budget, their police. Do you? The killing of police is horrible, of course, but you're tying it to a topic that was a political strategy 2 years ago and has been debunked several times over. I apologize for taking this thread offside, and if you prefer to take it private, that's cool. 1 day ago. Mark Hoskins. Mark Hoskins. Vivant. The F-Police light show jerk did not yell fire in a crowded theater, nor did he incite violence. If his expressions, however repulsive, can be criminally prosecuted under the theory that the anti-police defund movement causes police to be murdered, or crime to rise, then there is no just or sensible stopping point. Should we prosecute anti-war groups or pro-war groups? Either can be claimed to cause injury or death. What about pro-abortion / anti-abortion groups? Or pro or anti-border protests? Or anti-helmet / pro-helmet motorcycle protests? Since any protest of any kind can be claimed by opponents to promote injury or damage to others, as can any governmental policy, then nobody could protest any policy without threat of prosecution. 1 day ago. Donald Culp. Donald Culp. Burnt Store Aisles. Mark Hoskins: thank you for an exceptional and accurate summary. 1 day ago. Mark Hoskins. Mark Hoskins. Vivant. Mike Norton: most of chapter 847 relates to child porno, or similarly endangers minors. Whatever in ch 847 that attempts to outlaw profanity, has long ago been held to be within the First Amendment, as it should be. Do we really want police patrols rounding up and jailing citizens who swear or use profanity? Or jail folks who read books like these, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, 1885. Pygmalion by George Bernard Shaw, 1914. Lady Chatterley's Lover by D. H. Lawrence, 1928. Sleeveless Errand by Nora C. Tropic of Cancer by Henry Miller, 1934. Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, 1936. 1 day ago. Donald Culp. Donald Culp. Burnt Store Aisles. Jeffrey Lutz: no, I was not offended. I asked how a name FK your diet got approved. That's all. I asked about the flags and if those are okay as a hypocrisy check. I don't know what the 45 flags is you're referring to. I know from previous posts, you like to criticize me, so did I assuage your concerns. 1 day ago. Zanny Morrison. Zanny Morrison. Naranja St. Mark: but Punta Gorda has an ordinance. 3 hr ago. KOSS. Add a reply. And Roland. And Roland. Burnt Store Aisles. TTV. 1 day ago. Sandra K. Shellfish. Sandra K. Shellfish. Harbor Heights. Prior to this, has anyone else been offended by huge flags in front of people's houses permanently placed for all to see, including children? Insert obscenity, Biden, and have been up for over a year. 1 day ago. Lenore B. Lenore B. Acquiesced. Sandra K. Shellfish: I saw the same thing for 4 years, about Trump. Making it worse, people taking their small children to protests / riots and having them hold signs that read F Trump. Was I offended? Nope, not at all. Was disturbed, that parents would bring small children to protests / riots more than anything else. 1 day ago. Jeffrey Lutz. Jeffrey Lutz. Acquiesced. Sandra K. Shellfish: I support the right to protest peacefully. Where it crosses the line is when the protest infringes on someone else's freedoms and property rights. Did the building owner expressly allow this display? If so, let's find out why and peacefully express our right to free speech with them. If not, let's take action to stop or prevent this display again. 1 day ago. Donald Culp. Donald Culp. Burnt Store Aisles. Lenore B. Interesting, I don't recall seeing the same hate flags for Trump. Not saying it didn't happen, but not to the degree of the zealots out there now. 1 day ago. Kate Roderick. Kate Roderick. Deep Creek Sector 23. Sandra, I'm offended and disgusted. I don't care whose name is on it, it should be taken down. 22 HR ago. Kate Roderick. Kate Roderick. Deep Creek Sector 23. Donald, me neither. Never. 22 HR ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Carol Larson. Carol Larson. Seminole Lakes. City Council passed a law prohibiting foul language. There are 2 guys who object to this law. So they keep challenging the law. Fifth Amendment. 1 day ago. Mark Hoskins. Mark Hoskins. Vivant. Carol Larson, do we really want the police to arrest and fine citizens who use swear words? And what should be done about books or publications with swear words or foul opinions? Burn them. 1 day ago. NR. NR. Punta Gorda / via Tunis. Carol Larson, only 2. 1 day ago. Lenore B. Lenore B. Acquiesced. Mark Hoskins, they did that up in Michigan years ago. There is / was an old law on the books about swearing in front of women and children. Some guy flipped in canoe and let loose with a string of profanities, and of course someone complained. 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Which 2? 22 HR ago. Kate Roderick. Kate Roderick. Deep Creek Sector 23. Mark, no, but the men that publicly display the flags, F anybody, should not be allowed to do so. 20 HR ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Sandra K. Shellfish. Sandra K. Shellfish. Harbor Heights. City only, right? Not county. 1 day ago. K. Hilton. K. Hilton. Deep Creek Sector 23. Sandra, yes, Punta Gorda City passed the non-constitutional law blocking freedom of speech, including messages on t-shirts. Charlotte County is still free. 1 day ago. Joe Osborne. Joe Osborne. Burnt Store Isles. K. Unfortunately, you are absolutely correct. Politically, this was the correct response by the City Council, but I thought they took an oath to support and honor the U.S. Constitution. It becomes a conflict. 1 day ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Cheryl Goodrich. Cheryl Goodrich. Harbor Heights. Not graffiti anymore. 1 day ago. Penny DeClarico. Penny DeClarico. 3 Rivers. It's on 41, Tamiami Trail, heading north. Right across from the ice house. Does that help? It is only a few blocks from the police department. I am shocked, and face with symbols on mouth, angry. 1 day ago. Penny DeClarico. Penny DeClarico. 3 Rivers. I was referring to the location of the burger bar, above. 1 day ago. Arlene Epting. Arlene Epting. Punta Gorda Isles. While I detest the message, the light could possibly have been set up on a public street or sidewalk, or even from a parked car, with only the projected image intentionally landing on any building large enough to display it. As incensed as I would be if it were my building that he used, I doubt it would be considered trespassing. Wondering if pointing lasers in a dangerous way would be a violation. Edited. 1D. Greg Cameron. Greg Cameron. Burnt Store Isles. Disgusting in any event. 1 day ago. Wendy Ryan. Wendy Ryan. Punta Gorda Isles. Make sure to remember his name, Andrew Sheets. Apparently he tried running for council. Just what we need, this crazy guy in charge. 1 day ago. Teresa Burchacki. Teresa Burchacki. PGI Bird Section. Wendy, so true, we already have enough of those in office, smiley face, 1 day ago. Johnsburga. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Teresa Burchacki, that's an understatement. Not lucid and grapes grappy. 22 HR ago. Johnsburga. Johnsburga. Punta Gorda Isles. Actually, I want to take back the comment I just made. They know exactly what they're doing. When you pander, say one thing and do another, and successfully career navigated their way into a seat on our council, they know exactly what they're doing. None of it is in our best interest when they refuse to hear what we're saying and send the police to our homes. 22 HR ago. KOSS. Add a reply. Jeffrey Lutz. Jeffrey Lutz. Acquiesced. For those interested, there is a ND group here to discuss First Amendment rights. https://nextdoor.com/g/uwox2iwl. 1 day ago. Wendy Ryan. Wendy Ryan. Punta Gorda Isles. For what I can see, only the building owner can shut it down by calling the police, since it's being done on private property. Andrew purposely covers the U so that his word, S, isn't profanity by definition. So if you're on this thread and own or manage a commercial building, please look out for this being done on your building. 23 HR ago. Barbara Merwin. Barbara Merwin. South Punta Gorda Heights. There were a lot of crazies out that bridge at night. 13 HR ago. Keith Hilgenfeld. Keith Hilgenfeld. Tuscany Isles. There is a guy in Punta Gorda that has been doing this for years. He sets up at farmers markets/fairs/Gilchrist Park/main roads. He was arrested many years ago but won a criminal. See more. 9 HR ago. Donald Kolb. Donald Kolb. Burnstore Isles. Keith Hilgenfeld totally agree, and many would find this site to be objectionable, terrible, and offensive, right? Smile.